Welcome everyone back to the European Journeyman. In today's episode, we have our last two games of the season. We're at home to both Nordsjælland and Odense Ball Club. As you can see, we are currently down in third in the league. Since you last left us, the two games we played off camera, we did okay. We beat Silkeborg 3-1, so back to a win. Unfortunately, we couldn't wrap up the win against Midtjylland. A 92nd minute equaliser meant that we did only take a point away from them. We are currently a game in hand, though, with just a point behind. So a win today will put us 2 points clear with a game to go. So definitely both games to play for. We are definitely not guaranteed Europa League just yet. Europa League is third. We are 5 points behind Odense Ball Club, so a win today would wrap up at least Europa League and keep us within the shout of Champions League. This is the team we're going with for our Nordsjælland game, who we only played last episode and lost in the cup, so hopefully won't repeat that. We've got Gulstorff in goal, back four of Haruna, Fischer, Salas and Karl, Nagel and Nyheim in midfield, Hansen on the right, Heskey on the left, Mendes and Hassan back in the team up front, did score in the Midtjylland game as well. And confirmed, he's leaving. Atorbi's injured, but he's also leaving to Shanghai Port for £58 million. Absolute madness. I just don't know where that valuation comes from. Feels like a bit of a bug, to be honest, because he's not really that good. But sometimes you get that where players just have big valuations, but usually you never ever get an offer for them. Thankfully, China's doing us a big favour. They're going to help us financially because we will be, after the 8 million or so that will be in debt, we'll be about 50 million in the plus. So very good stuff. We've got 50 something million in the transfer budget as well after that. I expect that to probably get slashed once we get our, I thought Hansen had scored there, when we get our budgets for next season, which will be next episode. So last two games of the season, of the 32 game season, and then we will be, of course, doing our transfer special next episode. A draw here would also guarantee us what am I talking about? Surely we're already qualified for Europe. There's only a game left after this because we're the ones playing the game in hand. So surely we're already qualified for Europe. 5 points clear with 2 games to go, but we've got a game in hand. How are we not? I don't understand. Don't worry about it. We just need to try and win these games to try and get second. Obviously, if we do win both games, we are second, and there's nothing Midtjylland can do about it. But there is obviously a lot of different permutations. We will just focus on winning today and hopefully getting a good result today, because we have struggled against Nordsjælland, and we have struggled against them. I wonder if we're not qualified for Europe because Nordsjælland could get, so if they won, they would go on 52, we'd be on 50, so yeah, or 51, sorry. So yes. Is that right? I don't know. Mendes has scored, but I think he might have been offside, so I don't think it's going to count anyway. I think a draw here. Yeah, a draw would guarantee us Europa League. Unfortunately, it was offside. I did think it was, so I didn't get too excited about it. Yeah, it would, because they'd be on 52, we'd be on 55. So, yes, that makes sense that why we've not qualified for Europe just yet. It's nothing to do with OB. It's all to do with Nordsjælland. Anyway, permutations aside, Haruna racing forward, plays it to Nyheim, into Nagel, who is brought down. That one looked a little bit suspect, but nothing given. Nyheim now looking to create something, gets himself round his man, has to come back, but plays in Nagel. Oh, it's just pinballed around. The keeper's dove. And Nordsjælland are breaking through, and we are not closing down. And thankfully their effort is wild and wide of the post. But yeah, really, I don't know what happened there. We looked like we were going to score, and then we just had so many men forward, it just came straight back at us, but thankfully not. But Karl plays it into Heskey, edge of the box, loads of space for Nagel, finds Nagel, Magnus Nagel finishes, great stuff, his first of the season. To be fair, he's not really been in the side, but he's done well as of late. We probably should have had him involved more, but I don't really like playing loan players. The only reason I brought him in was because it was free after they bought him. So yeah, a big sale last season and another big sale, really big sale coming. I can't believe it. It's so fortunate as well because we've got so many wingers and strikers coming in that we probably were going to need to move them on anyway. So the fact that they were interested in just putting a bid of their own accord really helps us. So we are 1-0 up. Things are looking good. No complacency, please. We will make a change though. He is looking a bit tired. So we will bring McKendy on. In midfield, Jack Fletcher's back from his injury as well. He came off the bench in the last game against Midtjylland, and also scored as well. So, or maybe he came on in the other game, I can't remember, but he did come on and score. I'm pretty sure it was the last game. It was him and Hassan with the goal scorers. So thankfully Hassan is back. And I had a look, and he is actually top goal scorer in the league. So I don't think we need to replace him. He's definitely the main man going into next year. Just hopefully he can stay. I mean, he's not playing great today, but hopefully he can stay fit for the full game. Get some better players around him. And then him and Heskey can cook, hopefully, with some of those new English boys coming in, because we've got a lot of English players coming in, some Welsh players, but British players then, I guess I'll say. But Nordsjælland do get themselves back in, and that's got to be inches. That is exceptionally close. How that's not gone in, I don't know. Thankfully, it's not gone in, and it does remain 1-0 to us. Very good effort from the corner as well, very powerful, but thankfully that's also went over. We will make a couple changes, though. Atorbi's actually injured, so he won't be able to play anymore. So what we'll do is put Heskey on the right, bring Banachek onto the left. We'll take Nyheim off for Fletcher. And we'll bring Poulsen on for Mendes as well. If we can wrap up... Actually, no, because we can still play for the Champions League, can't we? I was going to say if we wrap up Europa League, we'll probably play some of the young players, but no. We need to still go over the Champions League. But it's not over yet. Salas has a very poor clearance. Had lots of time to pick a better spot. Banachek, though, does really well and really cleanly wins the ball back. Racing forward does Banachek. Plays in Hassan. Back into Banachek. Back into Hassan. We're doing well. We're building up the play. Goes back to Fisher, who finds Benny McKendy. He plays into Heskey. Poulsen now off the bench into Banachek, who's also off the bench. Banachek into Hassan. Oh, that is brilliant. That is brilliant football. We've done so well. Tamarat Hassan gets his second... sorry, not second. He gets our second of the day. He gets his first of the day. 15th of the season, I think it is for him. Looking very good. Might have even been 16th. I don't know. Apparently, we're meant to bring... we should make some subs, and I do think we should as well. Who's really tired? Heskey, we don't really have anyone for you. Probably one of these boys. Let's bring the left back on. Let's do that. 2-0 up, looking much better. We're back to scoring ways now. We've got Hassan in. Very good stuff from Banachek. Honestly, he deserves more time. He's been really good. He doesn't score. He doesn't seem to score, but he's got plenty of assists this year. So I still think it was a good signing. Obviously, I like bringing in some players you've had from your old team when you do a journeyman. I think that's part of the charm, isn't it? But we have guaranteed ourselves Europa League with this win, which is really good. 8 points clear of fourth, so absolute guarantee to finish in at least third, which is Europa League. So we will have Europe of some kind going into next year. But obviously we do have that last game of the season. There you go, confirmation of that. We do have that last game of the season to try and get something. If we draw, I guess on goal difference, if Midtjylland win, we're probably screwed. So we probably do need to win. But that's obviously provided Midtjylland win. Who have they got last game of the season? Oh, Copenhagen. Brilliant. Brilliant stuff. Well, hopefully they do us a favour anyway and our result won't matter. But we've got OB and we can beat them. So let's go beat them. So we are back for the final game of the season. It is against Odense Ball Club. We know the permutations. We've covered them. This is the team we're going with. Same team that played the last game. And as you can see, a couple of our boys are wanted by Saudi clubs as well. So potentially some more movement in the summer. We might see some players leaving. But for now, we've already got the big sale. So we're not really forcing to sell anyone. I don't really want to sell like a Nyheim. So I've been quite happy with him. He can't take a penalty. But other than that, he's been quite good. So Salas, another one. I would probably sell him if we got a big offer for him, to be honest, now that we've got another centre-back in. But again, we don't need to force it. We do not need to force it. So we know the results that we need. And we might not need anything because Midtjylland are playing Copenhagen. So that is a very, very tough game. Probably it is the toughest game they could get. In the end, they were miles clear of the league. Absolutely dominated it. A draw, probably not enough to guarantee it. But again, Midtjylland would need to win. So regardless of results, if we draw if we lose and they draw, we still get Europe. We still get Champions League. So we've confirmed Europa League. That's in. And again, a win absolutely guarantees it. So we are winning. Mendes gets himself a header. Lovely stuff. And we do go 4 points clear of Midtjylland, who are currently playing. Oh God, Hassan, he's so injury prone. Right, we'll bring Poulsen on because I don't want to play. I don't want to see Matt Goper again. He's awful. We'll bring Poulsen on. He's just so injury prone. He really is. I'm glad we're going to have a number of good strikers next year because you can't hang your hat on him as like a regular starter for all. You couldn't say he's definitely going to play 25, 30 games next year. Yeah, worrying. It is worrying, but he's a good player, so we'll hang on to it. As long as we've got plenty of options, I think we'll be fine. I think the options we'll have next season are better. Genuinely, I think with the players we've already planned to bring in, I'd be disappointed if we weren't in a title challenge next year. I think if you think about last season, we were on the last day of the season trying to stay up, to now on the last day of the season trying to finish second to get Champions League. I think we've made some massive improvements. Been quite a boring game, this, hasn't it? We've seen the one goal, the injury, and that's really about it. That's kind of killed off the game, but I'll happily take a 1-0 win. Midtjylland are losing anyway, so I don't think it's really going to matter the other results. In the end, we're about 5 points clear, so really good stuff. We've had a good season. We've had little bits of form that have dropped off. Not the fastest start, but we had a really good middle period. We had a very good Christmas, which is usually a period that I don't do so well in, but we had a good Christmas. Dropped off a little bit at the end, but we've picked it back up for the very final games. After that cup run was done, we could just tunnel vision onto the league, and since then we've been much better. But definitely getting some of our strikers back have helped. Yeah, I think we've done well. We've done well. So we will make a couple of changes now, though. We will bring Fletcher on for Nagel. He's another one who's just been injured quite a lot. We'll bring Banachek on. Always love to see him. And we'll bring Amarabu on at right back as well. It is only 1-0, so maybe I shouldn't be doing this, but I don't see Midtjylland winning the game, so I think we're probably safe to make these changes anyway. There's a number of players I'm feeling are probably on the chopping board for next year already. Oh my God, they hit the post. Quite a soft free kick. It wasn't that hard. I think Hansen will go. I don't think he's been good enough. Atorbi's already going, so that's 2 right wing spots we can fill up, which I think will be Biancheri and potentially one of those other players we brought in. Strikers, I think Mendes is going. I think Magdopa is going to go. So really, we've just got Poulsen and Hassan and then 2 of the new boys. I think McNeely will probably be the starter. He looks good. But again, we'll wait till they come in. Nyheim does really well. Not sure on Fletcher. Oh, what are we doing? Why would we not just shoot there? There was so much space and time. I don't know. Well, not time, but there was just so many options to just have a go, and we didn't. Thankfully, it doesn't matter. We do win. But yeah, I think there'll be a bit of a switch around in attacking players next season. I think midfield and back line, I don't think will be too many differences. Potentially, I mean, if we can get a better player in, then of course we'll upgrade them. But it's not a position I'm really worried about. But in the end, we did qualify for the Champions League, so it's not a Champions League straight up. We have to get through the qualifiers. So let's take a look at what that means, just so you know. So Champions League 3rd round. But you have to play in the league phase, which... Oh, sorry, my mistake. I was totally mistaken. So I was thinking of this one. I didn't realise there was only 3 rounds of the league phase. I thought it was like the Champions where there was 4. So the worst we can get is Europa League. So that's good. So we'll be in basically the playoff. This should really be called the playoff rather than round 3. Or is this round 3? No, hang on. What? This doesn't make any sense. How can there be a league path second qualifying round when this is the first qualifying round? I don't understand. No, we're in this one, so we can... Wait, but then this says user qualifies for Europa League, but not the group stage. Right. It is what I thought it is. So you're in the 3rd qualifying round. If you lose that, you go into Europa League playoff, which, let us just confirm that, even though I know. Europa League playoff, loser goes into the Conference League phase, winner goes into the Europa League phase. So the worst we can do is Conference League phase, which I would be quite happy with. Best we can do is Champions League group phase. So any of those would be good. Financially, I think we're going to be okay anyway. We're getting that big money in. So we're with the money we got at the end for finishing second, we're about 6 million in debt. The 6 million in the red. Some sponsorship money, will probably half that, if not more. Probably get us closer to about 2 million. We've still got a bit of debt to pay off, but we should be fine. And then that big money's coming in. We are spending in about, I think it was about 100k. Yeah, about 100k in wages. But we're getting 20k gone and then like 58 million up front as well. No hidden fees or anything. I didn't want to push Shanghai Port for any more money because I was just happy to take that off them. So obviously Nagel will be going. Obviously Atorbi's going. You can come back into the bench. Any of these boys, we're probably going to try and sell Lassen. We're probably going to try and sell McDopa. Mesa can stay, of course. probably try and move Aramburu on. He's not really been good. Other than that, I think we'll probably leave the rest. Matt Hansen can probably go as well. He can probably go. And I think the rest we're happy with. So this seems to me about what we've got going into next season. So we've got 16 players plus 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So we've got about a squad of 24 already. So we should be okay. I don't think we'll need to sign a lot, but we need to move on a lot. So that'll be part of the transfer special as well. And the first thing we'll do, and we won't forget, is we will load in the new countries. So of course, at the minute, we have Gibraltar and Slovenia going, France and Germany coming in. We will spin the wheel. I'm going to say now, we're going to be getting rid of Switzerland and Norway. That would be a downward move at this point, or a sideways move at best. We're going to get rid of Switzerland, so let's just confirm those two. Get them done. And we will have 2 more nations joining us, as well as Germany and France. So could be some movement next year. I would still want to stay, unless it was a really good offer. I think if we, like, a second Bundesliga side came in, I probably wouldn't want to go for it. I think we need to be getting Bundesliga, Liga Ern, and then see what the other countries are. So I think if we wanted to move now, because we've not won the league yet, and I think we could, I think that's what we go for. We've been studying for our Continental 8 for absolutely ages. We are up to 3.5-star reputation as well. I don't know when that happened. The club reputation is 3 stars. So if there was a big club that got relegated into the second tier of one of those countries, I suppose we could move. But realistically, at this point, I'm not really looking to move. It's just if a good club comes along. And obviously, that's the rules anyway. We can't go looking. But I think at the minute, I'm quite happy. Contract is for next season. So potentially sign a new deal. Just depends if the board want to do it. I'd be happy to sign on for maybe a season past that or something. Give us another 2 seasons to try and win the league. But I'm happy where I am. I'm enjoying managing AGF. But again, if a big club comes in, that's the rules of the save. We've got to move on. So I think we're going to have a good window. I think we're going to have a good next year as well. Season preview wise, we're already 3rd. So we're really only asking to move up a rung or 2. I don't think we'll be first in the season preview, but if we can finish 2nd once we get the new boys in, I think that'll look good. So areas for improvement, definitely striker and wingers, but we're bringing those in. Midfielder, potentially. Actually, McKendy, what are you doing there? You should be the ball winner. Centre-back, we're getting 1 in. So maybe full-backs, I don't know. But again, I don't think we need to really spend money. I think we've done okay. And then if we can just bring in some more free transfers, unless there's someone really good who's not that expensive, or just someone really good, I just think at the club we're at, we're probably not going to find a player that's actually worth a lot of money that we could actually afford that would actually want to join us. The best players we're going to get are probably frees, who are improvers, definitely improvers. So that's what we're going to do. I think, yeah, like I say, oh wait, Mendes, you can go as well. So we've probably got 1 less than whatever I said, maybe 23 or something. Anyone else I want to keep? No, I want to keep the rest. Of course, we've had some players out on loan as well. Glenn Rash has done really well. He's improved. So could potentially get himself involved. Potentially maybe another season out on loan. Casper Green, probably not kicked on as much. Nick Ulam, again, kicked on okay, but probably not as much to get in the first team. And I don't think any of the rest of the boys. A couple of these might be moving on as well. We probably don't need all of these players. Some of them haven't really kicked on. Seibold, he'll be on his way out, hopefully. Yegbe will be on his way out, hopefully, as well. Victor Naro, another one that just went out on loan. Hopefully be able to get some of these on. I think some of them have got optional contracts anyway. Optional fees in them anyway, so hopefully some of those get picked up. But if not, we'll hopefully move them on as well. As well as this lot. Obviously, Nagel's going, so is Atorbi. So really, we've got 5 players plus any of those in the reserves and B team and under 19s to sell. So we've got a bit of business to do, but that'll all be next episode. So thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this episode of the European Journeyman, and I'll see you all for that transfer special and the new countries very soon.